Free? So today we move to content revision. So one words and short answers we completed. Today we go through the long answers. Before that, we just recall whatever we saw on last class. Okay. Yes. Lesson third: safety and first aid. Fill in the blanks. First one. Do not go too close to the dash when food is being cooked. Do not go too close to the dash when food is being cooked. So where we should not go too close to the gas stove. We should not go too close to the gas stove. Okay. Answer: gas stove. Do not go too close to the gas stove when food is being cooked. Second one. Always walk on the dash while on the road. Always walk on the dash. Where we should walk when you are going on the road? That is, we should follow footpath. Footpath will be both the corners. In between the main road, both the sides, there will be a path which helps to make a way for the people who are walking. So that is called footpath. Yes. Third one. Do not put your fingers in electric dash. Do not put your fingers in electric dash. That is sockets. Sockets is nothing but the holes in the plugs. So we have to be very careful. We should not put our finger inside it because we may get electric shock. So do not put your finger in electric sockets. Next. Floors must be kept dash to prevent slipping on them. Floors must be kept dash to prevent slipping on them. That means clean and dry. Yes. If our floors are clean and dry, we can avoid slipping. We can avoid falling down. So we have to keep our floors always clean as well as dry. Fifth one, apply a dash cream or lotion over a wound. To get a wound or a hurt, what cream we should apply? It is antiseptic. Anti is nothing but against, septic which makes the place to decay. So antiseptic means this cream prevents decaying of that particular area. It helps to kill the germs and it cures the wound quickly. So that is called antiseptic. So whenever you get hurt or wound, we can apply antiseptic cream. Now we move to true or false. Number one, use water to put out fire cause due to electricity. Why so many answers, Sairam? Send only one. Use water to put out fire cause due to electricity. That is false. So whenever there is electrical circuit, we should not pour water into it because water catch current quickly. So it leads to electric shock. That is false. Okay. Second one. Some insect bites cause swelling. Yes. Not all insect bites. Some insect bite may cause swelling. Third one. Avoid walking in between parked vehicles. Yes. Why we should not walk in between parked vehicles? Because that vehicle may have, if it is a two-wheeler, there may be the silencer will be very hot. You know where it is, isn't it? So it will be very hot. If you walk in between two vehicles, you may get hurt. Your skin may burn, right? Yes. So we should avoid that. Fourth one. Always sit close to a Sairam. Don't send too many message. Send me one alone. Always sit close to a running table fan. Is it so? No, we should not sit too close to the running table fan. So that is false. It is not good for kids. Fifth one, use a swimming tube if you do not swim well. Yes, swimming tube is there to use whenever we doesn't know to swim properly. So if we use the swimming tube, we can make ourselves to be safe while swimming. So that when they are telling, insisting us to use swimming tubes. Answer true. So use water to first one. Use water to put out fire cause due to electricity. That is false. Second one. Some insect bites cause swelling. Yes, true. Third one. Avoid walking in between parked vehicles is true. Fourth one. Always sit close to a running table fan. Yes, false. Fifth one. Use a swimming tube if you do not swim well. Yes, true. Okay, now we move to short answer questions. First one, why do accidents happen? So you already know when accidents will happen, when we are careless and when we are in a hurry. If we do our work in a fast manner without any attention and concentration, accidents may happen. So accidents happen when we are careless or when we are in a hurry. Why do accidents happen? Accidents happen when we are careless or when we are in a hurry. Second one, why should we avoid wearing synthetic clothes in the kitchen? We should avoid wearing synthetic clothes in the kitchen as they catch fire easily. So from we should avoid up to kitchen, you can write from the question itself. So as they catch fire easily alone, you need to write simple. So why should we avoid wearing synthetic clothes in the kitchen? We should avoid wearing synthetic clothes in the kitchen as they catch fire easily. Third one, what should we use to reach objects kept at a height? That we know if we keep our things at a height in the lab. So usually what we will use? We use stool or step ladder. Isn't it? Yes. To reach objects kept at a height, we should use a stool or a step ladder. We should use stool or a step ladder. Fourth one, why should we not leave toys on the floor? Why should we not leave toys on the floor? We should not leave toys on the floor as someone may trip over them and fall. Yes, that is the reason behind. We should not leave toys on the floor as someone may trip over them and fall. Yes, if they keep legs on the toys, even we also trip over them and we too fall. Even small kids, grandmas, grandpas, everybody. It's dangerous for all age people. So we should be very careful. We should not leave any toys on the floor. So we should not leave toys on the floor as someone may trip over them and fall. Fifth one, define first aid. Yes, important question. First aid is the immediate medical help given to an injured person before doctor arrives. That also you can write. If you feel to write doctor arrives is easy, you can write. Or you are ready to write the medical aid arrives, that also you can write. Both correct only. Okay. So define first aid. First aid is the immediate medical help given to an injured person before doctor arrives. So what is the first aid? First aid is the immediate medical help given to an injured person before doctor arrives. That is called first aid. So now we move to long answers. See the first one. What safety measures should you follow to avoid accidents in schools? What safety measures should you follow to avoid accidents in school? So many accidents can take place in school. To avoid them, one must follow these safety rules. Let's see, so many accidents may happen at school also. So if we follow the correct safety rules at school, we can avoid those accidents. So let's see number first point. Do not run and push others in the class, corridors, or while going up or down the stairs. Yes, first point, you should not push anyone. You should not push anyone. So do not run and push others in the class, corridor, or while going up or down the stairs. So we should not push anybody, either they are in the class or they are in the corridors or when they are walking in the stairs. On the time, we should not push anybody. Better, we should not touch anybody. So if you do like that, what happens? You may fall and hurt yourself as well as others. Yes. If you push anyone, if you touch anyone, what happens? They also may fall, and because of that, you people also will fall. So we should not do like that. We should not push anyone. Second point, do not throw objects such as pens, pencils, or rulers at each other. They can cause injury. Yes. Throwing of these art objects is not a advisable one. It's not a good one. Why? Because pen, pencil, that scale, corner and all will be very sharp. If you throw it to another one, what happen? It may hurt their eyes, their skin. They may fall on their face, anywhere, any place it may fall, and it may cause major hurt. So we should not do like that, understood? So do not throw objects such as pen, pencils, or rulers at each other. They can cause injury.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, teacher. Good morning, children. There's a small information to be passed on. Are you all able to hear me? Okay.
Yes,
Now, we have sent a Google form 2 days ago for you to submit your email IDs and phone numbers so that we may share the recorded sessions of your online classes. Most of you have not submitted the form. Kindly submit it soon after you finish this period. One more thing, when you see something in the Google Classroom, kindly respond. And now during the pandemic, it is the only way through which we are able to connect to each other. So please, whatever comes to the Google Classroom, pay attention and adhere to it. The second one, get your parents to remove your profile pictures from your Zoom ID. You can have it plain. If you just type in your name, it will show your initials. That will be enough. And during the classes, you are instructed not to unwantedly communicate, chat between friends. You have nothing to do with friends. You are here to listen to the class. So listen to your class, answer your teacher's questions if any. Otherwise, your only job is to learn what is being taught. Take down notes and totally concentrate in the classes, not talk to each other unwantedly. Thank you. Remember to submit the Google form immediately. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, listen, children. Now we move to second point. Do not throw the sharp objects. Okay, we should not throw the sharp objects because it may hurt someone, isn't it? So you should not throw either pen or pencil or that ruler. Next point, do not climb on the chairs and desk in the classroom. You may fall down and get hurt. Yes, you should not climb up any desk or any benches on the window side. You should not run here and there, nothing doing. Because surely you may fall down, and because of that also you may get a severe hurt on your head, your knees, anywhere, isn't it? So you should not climb on the chairs and desk in the classroom. So if you follow these 3 points regularly in the class, you can surely avoid all sorts of accidents what would happen at school. Okay. So what is the first point? You should not run or push anybody wherever you are. That is, you're in the class or corridor. Whenever you're going up and down the stairs, anywhere, you should not push anyone. You should not touch anyone. Second one, you should not throw the sharp objects to anyone. Sharp objects like pen, pencil, and ruler. Ruler is nothing but scale. You should not throw these three sharp objects because it may hurt others. So third one, you should not climb on the chairs and desk in the classroom. So if we avoid these three things, we can be very safe at school. Now we move to the second question. List the safety rules that you should follow when handling electrical appliance. So what are the safety? You think this lesson is fully about safety rules and first aid. So all the long answers will come. So wherever we should follow the safety rules, whether at school, and second question, whenever we are handling the electrical things, how we have to follow the safety rules like that. Let's we move to the second one. Safety rules to follow when handling electrical appliances. Let's see. Electrical appliance, electrical wires and plugs should not be touched with damp or wet hands. Damp and wet are same, which makes your hand contain some water content. Wet means we know if water is present in a hand, that we say as a wet hand, isn't it? So whenever you are handling, for example, if you feel the fan is not running properly, some problem means your father itself do such work. Instead of calling the electrician, they itself do. So on that time, they have to be very careful. They have to switch off the main and they have to check what is the problem in that. So whenever we are working with the electrical things, we should be very, very careful. Damp, I said, damp is nothing but the same meaning of wet. Okay, wet hands means hand which contain water. That is the meaning for damp also. The electrical appliance, electric wires and plugs should not be touched with damp or wet hands. First point, do not put your fingers in electric socket. So you all know this electric socket. Socket is nothing but the three holes in the switchboard which helps to plug the wire, right? That is the electric socket. You should not keep your finger inside because the electric current supply will be there. If you put your finger, you may get electric shock. You should not do like that. Next thing, do not try to repair electric wires, plugs or fuses. Fuses means the power may cut off immediately because of that wire cut off. That is called fuse. So whatever it may happen, everybody's home. Yes, over current supply also fuses may happen, low voltage, like that we used to say, no, at everybody's home it may happen. So whenever you're working with this, without calling the electrician, if you're doing by your own, you should be very, very careful. Without knowing anything means, please don't try anything. Ask your parents not to try anything. Better they call electrician because they learned. Electrician people, they learned everything, they know how to handle it. So if you have any problem, you can call them without doing by yourself. Third point, do not go too close to table fans or heater when they are on. So if you played with the table fan, means kindly avoid that. That is not good for small kids, isn't it? So by mistake, your hair, your dress may stuck into it. So don't sit very close to the table fans. And some people may have a water heater that string like thing, no, that they will put it in the water to make it to be heat. That is very dangerous one. So try to avoid that. Instead of that, you can use that glacier heater and all, which put the switch type. That is better. Okay, so these three methods we should follow when we are applying, when we are using electrical things. So first point, do not put your fingers in electric socket. Do not put your fingers in electric sockets. Second, do not try to repair electric wires, plugs or fuses. Do not try to repair electric wires, plugs or fuses by your own. And do not go too close to table fans or heaters when they are on. When they are on. Okay, so these are the things what we have to follow when you are handling electrical appliance. So now we move to the next question. Third one, how should you behave while giving first aid? So if you are giving first aid, if you are giving some treatment to anyone, means how you should behave. Let's see what is that. First point, should not panic. Who? You people. If you are giving treatment to another one, you are giving first aid to another one. First thing, you should not panic. Panic is nothing but getting fear, frightened, பயப்படுறது. So you should not get panic or get frightened after an accident takes place. Understood? When you're going on the road, if you're seeing that accidents happen for someone, you and your parent also should not get panic. If you can, you can go and help them, isn't it? Yes. Second point, should not crowd around the person who is injured. Yes, we should not crowd them. I already told why we should not crowd at them, because if we crowded, what happens? The oxygen supply, the free air will not pass into that accident people. So that we should not crowd them. If we leave space for them, then only they can able to breathe freely. So we should leave space. We should not crowd them. Should not crowd around the person who is injured. Third one, should be calm and make the injured person comfortable. That means we have to talk to them. We can say some words that nothing has happened to you. You become get well. You become normal soon. Not a major accident. Like that, we can talk and we can make them to be comfortable. Then only they can feel that they are in a good condition. So after doing all such things, also, if you find that person becomes bad, they become hurt in a dangerous manner, means immediately we can call an ambulance or we can take them to doctor. Understood? So these are the methods what we can follow if they find out the accidents on the road. So you are two small kids, you cannot do, but you can get a help from the parent and you can help them. See, first point, should not panic. You should not panic or get frightened after an accident takes place. You should not panic or get frightened after an accident takes place. Then, second point, you should not crowd around the person who is injured. You should not crowd around the person who is injured. Third point, we should be calm and make the injured person comfortable. Yes, we should become very calm. Then we can talk to them. We can make them to be. We can make them to feel freely so that they can get well soon. They will never get frightened. And last thing, after doing all such things, also if you find they are hurt a lot, become badly injured, means immediately we can call a doctor or we can take them to hospital. Understood? So these are some methods what we should follow how whenever we are giving first aid. Yes. Fourth question, how will you help a person who has fainted? So fainted means what? I already told fainted is nothing but giddiness, mayakap. So first aid to be given when someone faint. So what we should do first thing? Hope you all remember that picture I showed. So any one person fainted, they fall down, means we have to lift their legs up and their heads to be down. Why we should do like that? Why their legs are up and their heads are down? So because if we lift their legs up, the oxygen and the blood supply from the leg to head, it will pass quickly. Okay. So if the blood circulation, if the oxygen pass to the brain quickly, means they become conscious and they will wake up quickly. So that only we should do like that. Okay, see the first one. Make the person lie down with their head at the level lower than the body. This helps the blood and the oxygen reach the brain faster. Understood? So if the oxygen and the brain reach the the oxygen and the blood reach the brain faster, that person become conscious. They will wake up. So that only we should lift their body up and we should keep the heads down. Second point, do not crowd around a person who has fainted. Let fresh air come to them. Okay. So that's what we are telling why we should not crowd at them, because the air from the trees, just called fresh air, that will not fall on them. So if they didn't get the fresh air, they cannot breathe. So we should not crowd. Third one, sprinkle. Sprinkle cold water on their forehead. Call for the doctor immediately. Sprinkle means just you spray. So if anyone fainted, means what we will do? Usually we will sprinkle, we will spray the water on their face. Yes, you kids will play for a fun. On the time and all, if you acting like a fainted people, someone will sprinkle the water on your face. That usual playing game, no? The same thing, the real person, if they fainted, we can also use the method which helps to spray the water on their face, which makes them to be conscious, and because of that, they can wake up. After doing all such things, also they are not in a conscious, we can take them to doctor. Understood? So first point, we should the fainted people, we should lift the body up and the heads down so that the blood and oxygen will reach the brain faster. Second thing, we should not crowd them, the fresh air to pass through that fainted people. And third one, we should sprinkle the cold water on their face, which make them to be wake up easily. And this is the last question. This is the last question, that is, what is the first aid measures we can give for the insect bite? The first point, try to remove the sting gently with tweezer. Tweezer, I already showed the picture in the first aid box kit. Tweezer, okay, the mouth open two thing which helps to pick up the sting. Sting is nothing but it will present in that insect body, either bees or wasps. Wasps means kolavi. Either bees or wasps that sting. Sting is nothing but that kodukku, we say. That thing we have to remove from the body. Second, wash the affected area. That bitten area, no, that place we should wash with soap and water. Third, we can put some ice over the affected spot or pour cold water on it to reduce any swelling. Swelling means vingi poradu. So to reduce this, because of pain, some insect bite, the swell may happen. So to control that, we can apply ice cubes everybody have at home. We can apply ice or ice packs, or we can pour some cold water to control the swelling. And last point, if we have itching means what? Aripu. If we have itching, we can apply calamine lotion. Okay, calamine lotion means it will be pinkish in color, which we can apply for all allergies. It's a good ointment which is called calamine lotion. We can apply to reduce itching and soothe the affected area. Okay, so this is the first aid measure what we can follow for the insect bite. First, what you should do, you have to remove. You should remove the sting. Sting. You should remove the sting by using tweezer. So without tweezer, you cannot remove that because sting is very thin and small. Either you can use tweezer or that nail cutter. That also you can use to remove it. And second, you should wash that bitten area with soap and water to remove the germs. And third, yeah, okay, ma'am. Last time. And third point, you can pour some cold water, or you can apply ice cubes or ice pack in the swelling area to control the swelling. And last, if you have any itching, you can apply calamine lotion on that area to avoid the itching and soothe. Okay, so this is uh, This is the last question. So we completed this lesson. Lesson third, content revision also over. So Monday we will do lesson 1 and 2 revision because we have exam on Tuesday. Okay. Okay, children, I think it's time out.